Hey yo, it's playoff time, and I'm on my own today. So we're gonna make it good together, everybody. How's everybody doing after the weekend? Did they watch a lot of hockey? Watch that Florida Tampa Bay series? Oh, wow. We'll be looking at that. I don't know if we're gonna do picks now. I had a few messages about people that wanted us to talk about more trades and stuff like that. So we may go that direction for a while. What happens is that we had people come on and they're like, they didn't feel like they were included in the picks and stuff like that. So I think we might just go talk about random stuff that's going on, like Sam Bennett getting. Is there nobody in here? There, hopefully. Can you guys hear me all right? Everybody hear me all right out there? Okay, good. All right, hello everybody. Sam Bennett gets a suspension and sure deserved it. That I would say that. Hey John, how you doing, buddy? What do you think about that Sam Bennett suspension? I think he should have got more actually. You don't hear me say that too often, but that was just a blatant hit from behind, terrible hit, crazy. Uh, it's for Florida. That is a big loss. He has been he's been a lot for that team ever since they got him from Calgary, and big loss, big even for just one game. Although I think he should have got more than one game. I really do. What do you guys think? What do you think, John? Should he got more than one game for that? That was like, oh, did you even see the hit? Did you guys even see the hit? He went from like I don't know, 12 feet, skated, and freaking hit the guy directly in the back. I can't remember who it was now. Was it Chernak? Can't remember who it was, but he skated like 12 feet and hit him directly in the back. Like it was a horrible hit. That guy could have got hurt real bad. I don't think it's enough, honestly. And that I'm a guy who usually doesn't like the suspensions and all that stuff. Take care of it on the ice. But when you're talking about that, yeah, I'm talking about Bennett. I don't think that's enough games. I think he should have had more than one game. Thanks for coming in, Lord. I'll be right back. My wife's telling me to take a picture of something here, so I got to take it quick while I'm talking to you guys. What are you thinking? No bubble for playoff. No, no bubble for. I don't. Oh, for. Is there no bubble? Did they say that? Where do you guys get all this information? No bubble for playoff. No bubble when they go to the United States. You mean? I don't know. Panthers Lightning series going 7. It's all up to Bobrovsky. It's all up to Bobrovsky. Seriously, comes right down to it. It's all up to Bobrovsky. It could go 7 if Bobrovsky gives them good goaltending. You could say Vasilevsky didn't have a great game, but I'm very confident Vasilevsky is not going to have two bad games in a row. I'm not very confident Bobrovsky's not. And I picked Florida to win the series, but I shouldn't have. Bobrovsky, drives me crazy. That team, play Drigger, please, 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 play Drigger. I know you paid $10 million for the guy and all that kind of stuff like that, but you have an opportunity here. And, you put him in one time. He didn't have a great game. Like, they needed a bang out game from Bobrovsky last night. They needed him to be very, very good. Leafs in 5. I think. Leafs in 5. We'll see what Price looks like first, I guess, before I say that. But, I mean, he hasn't looked good for 2 years, so I think Leafs in 5 would be my pick for that. What do you think? You think the Leafs is going to go Montreal and Toronto is going to go 7 games, really? I don't know. I don't see it. Maybe Gallagher's back. Yeah. Montreal's got to play a really strong playoff type game. That could do it. They got to hit. They got to do what Florida did last night against Tampa Bay, and then hope that Price is playing better than Bobrovsky last night. Then they might have a chance. Yeah, Spencer Knight is probably their best goaltender. They're just scared to put a rookie in there, but I don't know. I'd go for it. Why not? He crushed it when he was in there. He doesn't seem like he. I agree. He doesn't seem like he. The pressure doesn't seem to bother him too much. I agree with you. I'm gonna make myself bigger here so you guys can see a little better. Yeah. I agree with you though. That series is going to be interesting. I don't think that's going to be an easy series. Price is good. Leafs are in trouble. Mm. It could be. It could be. It could go longer. Price can, if he's the best he can be. Price can probably, put that team on his back and maybe get that series win. I would agree. If I'm going on odds, I got to go by what I've seen, and so far from what I've seen, I don't see it. You know what I mean? So. Where the heck is everybody today? Is he still injured though, or actually I should share this while I'm doing it since I'm not doing picks. Is he still injured? I thought he was fine. He was going to play now. I haven't seen him, so if he's still hurt, they're screwed. If he's still hurt at all, they are done. Done, done, done. There's no way. They're not winning with Allen. So yeah, they're done. Certainly not winning with Primo. Primo's simply not good enough. I can't. Let's look at the games from last night. Why not? Let's do it. So the games yesterday, we had the Islanders 4-3 over the Penguins. This is quite simply Jari and Jari alone. That's the only thing I'm worried about the Pittsburgh Penguins is Jari. Jari was way too deep in his net in this game. Vanacek is hurt for Washington, yeah, and Vanacek is hurt for Washington, and I don't know. I think Anderson might be the better guy for that now. Big game for Palmieri. Didn't score in the regular season. Barry Trotz said he was using the regular season as like a preseason, and Palmieri goes out there and just freaking rocks it. Scores 2 goals last night. But again, those goals that were scored, most of them should not have went in. Jari was terrible at that yesterday. I would think so. It's got to happen, man. It really does have to happen. But who are you going to trade on Pittsburgh? Who are you going to be able to trade with Pittsburgh? That's really the problem here. Let me find Pittsburgh here. You might be able to trade Letang, which apparently Rutherford was trying to do when he got fired, or Letang, yeah. You can trade Letang probably. You could still get, what's he getting on his deal? Oh yeah, $7 million for 2 years. Yeah, you can definitely trade that contract. Somebody would take Letang. He's got a no movement, no trade clause. He's got like an ironclad no movement clause though. So you might not even get anything for him. You might now be able to trade Matheson after he played well for them. Brian Demelin, yeah, like your whole defense core. Demelin, somebody would take Demelin. Somebody would take Marcus Peterson, although you probably want to keep him. You need some defensemen in the lineup. Yeah, so they could do it, but they're still going to be stuck with Crosby. Somebody would take that Crosby contract. Like, I don't know how that would work. Yeah, that would be a difficult thing to do, to tell Crosby we're trading you or we want to trade you. My gosh. And then Malkin, the talk is with Malkin is if he gets traded, he's going to go back to Russia. So you may not have a tradable commodity there. You got Jason Zucker, Brandon Tanev, Brian Rust you could trade. You could trade Brian Rust and get a good pick for him probably, a good prospect. So, yeah, they could totally rebuild this team. They could do it, actually. You're already going to kill their fan base. How much are you going to keep? How much is your fan base going to be any better if you have Crosby and a whole bunch of kids? Like, it's up to Crosby, really. It really comes down to Crosby. Trade Jared McCann, probably. You might as well. But you're going to have nobody left. So does Crosby even want to stay there, a competitive guy like him? At that point, he may say, you know what, it's time to go, I think. Maybe. I would. Let's put it this way. I would. If I'm Crosby, you're going to sit there at 34 years old in a rebuild just because you like Pittsburgh? I don't know. No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't. I don't think it would be good for the league either for Crosby to stay there through that brutal rebuild. Crosby would go, yeah, maybe. Montreal for Crosby? If I'm him, I wouldn't want to go into that fire pit. Jason Zucker, yeah, I don't think you're going to get all that much for him at $5 million a year. 5 million plus. He didn't really put out the greatest numbers at all. So, but that was a game they had to have. Your first game at home with fans. I'm really surprised. I was really surprised. But then, like I said, Jari is the main. Jari's just not good enough. Simple as that. He's just not good enough. Palmieri was only playing 10 minutes a night all season. And then now last night in the playoffs, he plays 18 minutes. So I guess he was treating it like a preseason, all right. Komarov played 18 minutes, had 14 hits. Komarov had 14 hits. Wow. That's why he's in the lineup. My gosh, he's going to beat you down. Mayfield played 25 minutes last night. Dobson 18. Pulak 28. They had huge minutes on their D-line last night. No, I don't think they would do that. You think Leafs fans would do that? I don't think he's going to Toronto. There's no way. There's no way he's going to Toronto. I don't know where. That's a okay. Let's look at that. Why not? We got time. Let's look at where Crosby would be traded. And I'm gonna put this out there. I'm gonna Twitter. I'm gonna start twittering while I do this. It's getting people interested. Where would Crosby get traded? The Blues make sense. Who would you get in return if you had the Blues? Who do you think they could get in return in that deal? Just off the top of my head. It'd have to be Kyrou would have to be part of that deal, I think. I'm putting this out to Twitter now. I'm going to put this out to Twitter. Where would Crosby get traded? Colton Parayko, yeah, that, you know what? I don't know if I would do that if I was St. Louis. Tarasenko and O'Reilly? I don't think you're getting both. Hey, Gideon, how you doing? We're talking about where. I'm going to put this on Facebook too. Where would Crosby get traded if he were to get traded? First of all, we got the St. Louis Blues. I wonder what Crosby's value is right now. First of all, I like you said, O'Reilly and Tarasenko, they're probably looking for young players. I'm going to slip over to Cap Friendly and check it out here in a second. They're probably going to be looking for young players, not really guys like O'Reilly and stuff like that. So, first, probably Brandon Kyrou would be in there. Maybe Dunn, Kyrou. It's got to be more than that. And then maybe they're probably, you're right though, they're probably going to have to trade a player, a roster player to make the salary work. So Kyrou, Dunn, who isn't really much because he almost got traded already. I'm sharing this around. I like this conversation. Capitals for Crosby. Okay, let me go check that out. Let's check this out. This is fun. I like this. Let's do this. Okay. So let me go looking here. You know, Washington Capitals for Sidney Crosby. How would they make that cap work? Okay, the first thing they would have to do if it was a Washington Capitals, just imagine Crosby dishing to Ovechkin. That would be insane. Oh, thank you. I don't know what it's called. The shampoo there. We're talking about where's Crosby going to get traded if he gets traded, and you know what's the possibility. Okay, so Washington, they would have to get money back all day. I think they'd have to give up Mantha, which they just got from Detroit. I think they'd have to give up Anthony Mantha. And then you could get probably Kuznetsov because they want to get rid of him anyways. But then where do you go? The cap room. I don't think Washington's going to work. They don't have enough young players. Crosby to the Avs. Okay, first of all, let me look at St. Louis, but that would be sick. Crosby to the Avs. I got to look at St. Louis first because we were talking about the Blues. The Blues do make sense in a sense, but cap space would be a problem. They got $15 million in cap space next year. Okay, well, one of the players they'd have to sign would probably be part of the deal. That's Vince Dunn. I think Colton Parayko is off bounds. I don't think they're willing to get rid of Parayko, not even straight across for Crosby. Honestly, I don't. I don't think they would do it. They have no defense if they do that. Pens would want Backstrom, but Backstrom's so old. If they're going through a rebuild, why would you even make that deal? You might as well just keep Crosby then. You know, that's the thing. And I think Backstrom's got an ironclad no trade clause. So, yeah, I was thinking a Canadian team, but I don't know which one. It wouldn't be Toronto. Montreal would be the best bet. We'll look at that one too. But okay, now if I am the Blues, you gotta find them again. I don't. Just go like that. If I am the Blues and the St. Louis, if I am Pittsburgh and the St. Louis Blues come knocking, I want Robert Thomas right off the top. Robert Thomas, you have to take somebody to make the money work. Bozak is going to be a free agent. Robert Thomas, Braden Shen, and a draft pick. How's that? Robert, that'll give him a good young center. Braden Shen's not terribly old, and you could also trade him again. Does Braden Shen have a no trade clause? He's got a no trade clause, but a large no trade clause, so that wouldn't work probably. 15 player no trade list. I wonder if he would, because I know Braden Shen played in Philly, right? So maybe he doesn't mind going back to Pennsylvania. But I still like Jordan Kyrou. So I would say Robert Thomas and no, you got to make the money work. Crosby's making $8 million a year. And Robert Thomas is, what's his contract looking like? Robertson and I don't know. Ah, that's interesting. Robertson, eh? That might be the kind of deal that would have to do. I wonder. Man, that's a weird trade. It's a weird trade, but it might actually make sense. You're taking more money on with Tyler Seguin, and he just had an injury-riddled season. Let's look at their depth chart. Where would that put them? I mean, we're talking about Sidney Crosby here, right? 33 years old. He's still got lots of life left in his legs. That would put him with Radulov and Ben. You're taking an older center, and you're getting rid of a guy like Robertson. I don't know. I don't know if I do that. That's how you know it's a decent deal, though. Dallas likes them old. Yeah, that's true, I guess. Yeah, I mean, you'd have one hell of an old team. Pavelski, Radulov, Crosby. Somebody said, who else did somebody else say? Let's go look at Montreal. I wonder if Crosby would like to go to Montreal. I wonder under those media lights and all that kind of stuff like that. I personally, if it's me, I don't want to go to Montreal. I don't like the management of Montreal. You never know what they're going to do. They're too unpredictable for me. I wouldn't want to go to Montreal. But it would be closer to home. I wonder if he was a Canadians fan growing up, because he's from Newfoundland, right? It's probably Toronto. Hey CL, how you doing, buddy? We're talking about where would we trade Crosby to, and we're looking at Montreal now. We looked at St. Louis. He was a Habs fan as a kid? Okay, well, there you go then. So it actually probably makes the most sense. And it's something that I wouldn't do if I were Montreal, but it's something that Montreal would do. Nick Suzuki, first, right off the top. I want Nick Suzuki right off the top. Then to make the money work, they got to sign Tatar. Detroit? I don't think Detroit. See, Suzuki. Nah, there's no way they're giving Caulfield. Oh, you never know. You never know. We're talking about Montreal here. I don't make that deal. If I'm Montreal, this is the way I do deals like this. If I'm Montreal, I'm not giving you Caulfield and Suzuki for Crosby. No way, no way. No way. Too many young players. Not doing it. Straight across Caulfield? I don't know. I try to look at two ways. Would I do it and would they do it? You got Caulfield for a long... Oh, man. What do you guys think? Caulfield for Crosby. Would you do it? Tell me. The Pens would want that for Crosby. I don't think I do it. But I think Montreal does. See how crazy that is? They love their media hype and stuff like that. I mean, it would be... Montreal would go crazy if they got Crosby, even at 33 years old. And then you would have Suzuki on your second line with Tatar and Gallagher, Crosby to Foley. Who am I missing here? Armia, really? That's the only guy they have for the wing there? I know it's interesting. This is the kind of stuff I want to do now on this channel. Gallagher. He's a little old in the tooth for Pittsburgh, I think. I'm not touching Anderson. No way. I'm not touching that contract. No way. Not after. What did he have? 17 goals and 7 assists in 24 games. He could fall off at any moment. Like, I don't like that contract. I wouldn't trade Crosby for Caulfield. Not that I think, because just long term, it doesn't make sense. Oh, to play alongside Sid, yeah. Anderson, Sid. There we go, Anderson. Why do they got him down here in the third line, by the way? You're right. Anderson would make sense playing with Sidney Crosby and Tyler Toffoli. That's a pretty sick line. Anderson, Crosby, and Toffoli. Then you re-sign Tatar, hopefully. Cap space could be the issue here, too. You're doing straight across for Caulfield, but what's their cap space like? I think they spent right up to the cap in the offseason, didn't they? Yeah, Joe Flyers. We're talking about trades. Who would you trade for Crosby? Because the idea is that Pittsburgh's going to go... If Pittsburgh loses in the first round this year, they're going to do a rebuild. Then they're going to go to Crosby and say, do you want to do a rebuild or not? And then at first, I think Crosby may say, yes, I don't know. I don't know. If I'm him, I'm saying no. But easy for me to say his family's there and everything like that. Well, we're saying, what if he says, okay, trade me? Where is he going to go? And so the first question that came up is, does Montreal trade Caulfield straight across for Crosby? Now the problem there is, okay, they got $14 million in cap space next year. And who do they have to resign? They don't have to sign Corey Perry. Oh, but they got Philip Dano, Arturi Lehkonen, Jesperi Kotkaniemi's going to need a new deal. And then Thomas Tatar doesn't need one. But if you're going to bring Crosby and you kind of want to, who are you going to give back? I think you got to give money back. Why? Why do people think he'd never leave Pittsburgh? I don't understand that. Because why would you want to go through a rebuild at 33 years old? I wouldn't. I know I love the city and everything, but I wouldn't. I would give Hextall, I would tell Hextall this: do a retool and have us be competitive within a year or two. If you're willing to do that, then I'll see. If you're doing a full rebuild, absolutely not. That's true. I have to agree with you there. If they had better goaltending, they probably wouldn't even we wouldn't even be talking about this. It's not about proving, it's about competing. It's not about proving it. The only thing you're doing is proving to yourself. If you're going to play, well, what about Talbot, Bill T? Talbot was stupid. That Vegas should have had that game all wrapped up. If Minnesota plays like that the rest of the series, Vegas is going to destroy them. I would have to say. The problem, the scary thing that people are talking about, and it's true, is it appears that they keep on. Playing games where they outshoot their opposition and they don't win. That's the problem with Vegas. They're outshooting their opposition way too much and not winning. Talbot was unreal. They got outshot. What did they get outshot in that game? By the way, Bill T, we're talking about if Crosby were to be traded, and Joe Flyer says he'll never be traded, but I mean, Malkin's not getting any older. He's injured all the time now. Anyways, here he is injured again. Letang's not getting any younger. How much are they going to get to the point where they can't even trade these players anymore before they start to do something to rebuild this team? I think Hextall did a really good job in Philadelphia to do a quick rebuild there. And that's what they're planning on doing. So it's possible Crosby never gets traded, but it's still fun to wonder where would he go if he did. This dude's a creep. A creep. That's funny. Yeah, Vegas. Yeah, for sure. That's a possibility. That's something Vegas would do for sure. Trade for Crosby. I keep on getting that creep thing when I do that thing. I think people literally, when I say, hey, boys and girls in the beginning, they literally think I'm talking to children for some reason. I don't know. It's just a moniker for male and female. I'm kind of pretending that I'm teaching. I don't get why people think I'm actually talking to children. Crosby needs to leave Pittsburgh. I agree, Bill. But we'll see. Because Ron Hextall is going to have to do a Crosby to Philly. Yeah, that'll never happen. That will never happen for sure. Oh, yeah, Fleury played really well. But, I mean, Talbot, he would have. Talbot was the only reason why Minnesota won that game. I mean, they had no business winning that game at all. Vegas absolutely outplayed them all game long. It was pretty sick to watch because I had Vegas on that game. Let me bring that game up. C-Rad, how you doing? Do you think Crosby is available? I would take Stevie Y approach. What's Stevie Y approach? Rad. No, they're not going to Philly because it's Philly. There's no way they're trading Crosby to Philly. The optics would just look horrible. Yeah, there's no way. There's no way. There's no way he's going to Philly. No way. It'd be funny, but there's no way. Well, I want to look at that game. Vegas game. Let's look at that Vegas game. Keep on talking about Crosby. I'm just going to look at that Vegas game now. We should probably look at a couple of those games. Oh, we should talk about the Lightning and Panthers. Who ended up scoring that goal? Was it Joel Eriksson Ek got it, eh? From Foligno, the Foligno, and Greenway. Golden Knights outshot them 42-30, which they kind of came back and made a game of it later. The Wild had 71 hits in that game. 23 blocks because they spent most of the time in their own zone. Kaprizov only had 18 minutes actually. The most minutes on he played their minutes very even. Foligno had this almost the same amount of minutes as Kaprizov and Johansson. They all had the same amount of minutes. Yeah, we'll see what that happens in Philly. Coaching staying the same. I don't know. They're basically running the mantra in Philly that it's just a whole bunch of things happened. It was a bad season. We'll try it again next year. That's what they're doing. So. We don't want what virus? No, Bill. AB is back next year. We don't want. What virus are you talking about? Crosby? You think Crosby is a virus? No, you couldn't be talking about Crosby. See, Mark Stone played 22 minutes last night, or yesterday against Minnesota. But for the most part, they played pretty equal minutes in Vegas as well. So they kept the minutes equal as well. It's just that game was all about Talbot. Really, Vegas should have won the game. Plain and simple as that. Hey, Steel Flyers, how you doing, buddy? Oh, this will be interesting. We were talking about Crosby and where he would get traded and for who, if they were to trade Sidney. If he were for some reason to get traded, where would he get traded to and for whom? And then we're also looking at the games. We got to talk about this Florida game. Gotta. That was an incredible game. The first period of this game, why do people say that? Again, Crosby not going anywhere. Crosby is not going anywhere if they do a quick retool and it's successful. And I mean quick. If they're not successful on their retool and they suck for the next year or two, do you think Crosby's going to stick around and be on a bottom dweller forever? Yeah, well, they're leaving too, for sure. Absolutely. Of course, Malkin's gone, Letang's gone, all of those guys are gone. First, sure, you're going to trade them all away, and then you're going to say, okay, this is what our team looks like. Sid, do you want to stick around for us, hopefully, to be competitive in the next 2 or 3 years, or do you want to move on? By the time he's 35, I think he should be able to figure out if that team is going to be worth sticking around for. I don't know. If I'm Crosby, I have Crosby. If Sid has a choice, and he sees the team's going anywhere, do you think what's Mario Lemieux going to do? No, we're not trading you. Come on. He's not going to do that. If Sid comes to him and says he wants to be traded, they're going to trade him. And if they rebuild poorly or do do what Detroit did or Edmonton did, there's no way Crosby's sticking around. Now I don't think they're going to do that. I think they're going to try to trade guys like Letang and stuff and get like Hextall did in Philly, get older age prospects that are ready to play right now, and give it a go for a quick rebuild. I do think that. But if that fails, and then next thing you know, they're looking at a 4 to 5 year rebuild. Yeah, and okay, if I'm Sidney Crosby and I'm looking at a 5-year, 6-year rebuild, am I going to stick? Why would you stick around? Why? What's the point? It's not part of the Crosby competitiveness to me that he's going to stick around banging his head against the wall with an organization that's going to be not, really relevant until he's gone or close to retirement. I just don't see it. And that would be the next thing that may be the reason why Crosby. I mean, Hextall showed he can do a quick rebuild, so it's very likely, very possible that he doesn't go at all anywhere. But what am I looking at? I want to look at the games from last night. Let's quickly look at anybody watch the Florida Tampa Bay game out there? Tell me you did. Please tell me you watched the game. Yeah, it's not a good trade-off, is it, Lauren? Getting Jack Johnson instead. Nope, who won? Oh my gosh, dude. You missed the best game of the day, easy. The Lightning Panthers game was basically why we watch hockey. That's how good that game was. That was a crazy good game. That was an insanely good game. That is what hockey is all about. There was fights, there was hits, it was physical. The first period of that game, Off the Wall Hockey John said, the first period of that game was one of the best first periods he has ever watched in his life. And it was. It was freaking awesome, man. It was fast. It was hard hitting. It was pretty high scoring. It was 2-1. It was back and forth. It was freaking great, man. That series. Yeah. Let me look at that game. Who had. Okay, that's pretty impressive that there was 70 hits, but here, I want to tell you something. Over 70 hits in the game, but to put it in perspective, moving too slow. Minnesota Wild had 71 hits by themselves in the Wild Golden Knights game. The Wild Golden Knights game actually had more hits than Florida and Tampa Bay. The Wild had 71 hits and the Golden Knights had 57. That's like 155 hits in one game. I was totally on the fence about that game because the Islanders. I'm not surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if either team won. I had I going in 7. I kind of lean Pittsburgh, but I don't know. What got me is when Barry Trotz said we're using this for a preseason, and then Palmieri was only playing 10 minutes a night. Zajac was only playing 8. And then the first game of the playoffs, Palmieri played 18 minutes and Zajac played 16. So he wasn't lying. He was kind of using it as a preseason. He was giving a whole bunch of people rest. So that kind of explains why they didn't win down the stretch. And now watch them turn it on. And I now after watching the first game, not just because the Islanders won, I think the Islanders are going to win that series. I don't think Jari's good enough. They couldn't beat them with Sorokin in it, and now Varlamov's going to come in. So, yeah. And then, like we were talking about here, Pittsburgh has a lot of things to think about over the offseason if they lose in the first round. For sure. Yeah, they could. But anyways, that Florida game, there's a little thing funny about the whole hits thing too, because uh, how they judge what a hit is and what isn't a hit. Quite often, the home team gets favorable hits numbers, but that was a freaking awesome game. Barkov got one. Huberdeau, Yandel. Okay, who got all the goals last night? Huberdeau got a goal and 2 assists, of course. Kucherov scores 2 goals after being off all year. And I said, well, he's probably going to be rusty. Well, there's not much rust there. Now, I did say watch out for Owen Tippett, though. And he scored one last night. Oh, this is itchy as heck. I might have to take it off. I don't know how bad he is. I haven't heard. You know what? I didn't even look at the injury thing when I was on my. Where is my injury list? Let me clear up this. Where's my NBC injuries area? Hey, Avatar, how's it going, buddy? We were talking about the possibility of Crosby being traded, and we're talking about the games. So we're talking Washington for injuries. It says day to day. Vanacek is day to day. So whatever that means. You don't think Craig Anderson can prove himself? I don't know. I don't mind Craig Anderson for a couple of games. It's just when you use him too much, he wears down fast now at his age. I think Boston should win tonight. I mean, even with Anderson and net, it's Rask against Anderson. Come on, you can't be losing this, man. You can't be losing this. I just can't see how. You got to win this. You got to win this game. Boston now, though, Washington put the pressure on Boston by winning that game because they certainly don't want to get down 0-2. Washington's too strong of a team. Not saying they can't come back from that, but it's not a position you want to put yourself in for sure. I don't like Washington's chances with Anderson, but game one was not great. They got to win against this Washington team. I don't know. It would be such a disappointment if Washington loses to Boston loses to this Washington team. Really, I think Boston will still win the series. Yeah, be very disappointing if they don't with that goaltending for Washington. Yeah, don't count out Murray yet. I think Ottawa's working with that guy. We'll see what he does next year. I think you got a maturity problem there with Murray. He started believing the noise and he got too cocky. And now he's got to get knocked down a tad. That's my take on it. Just from what I've seen, kind of what I've heard from him in interviews and stuff like that. Do you think Chara gets into the Bruins' heads? So that is a big. I don't know if they get it into their heads, but I think he definitely. There's a huge advantage having Chara over there because he knows how Boston ticks, and he knows their weaknesses and all of that stuff like that. So it's like having a spy on the other team that's working against you. Do you think Murray's going to be okay, Lauren? I'm not sure. I think it's. I don't even think it's the physical injury stuff as much as the maturity stuff with him. I think he's got a maturity issue. I really do. Anyways, I love talking like this. This is the kind of platform I think I'm going to do from now on. I'm going to try to bring as many people as I can. I don't know. I think Anderson might be the better goaltender for that. Seriously, but we'll. I'm more on the Bruins with Vanacek in than I am with. I think what they should do is go back and forth between the two of them. Don't overwork Anderson and go back and forth between the two. Yeah, I don't know. It says day to day on my thing too, so I'm not really sure. But okay, guys, we're gonna get a word from our sponsor. We'll come back. We'll probably get your picks, but they're gonna be for funsies. The picks are gonna be for funsies. We'll talk about the games. You can tell me what your picks are for the games. I'm really wanting to. I think I'm gonna start moving this towards a real flowing, talk about everything type game. Tomorrow, Peyton on the radio is going to be in the house, and so that'll be fun. And we'll have more people on here. Steele's going to be on some more and stuff like that. But for now, I'm going to move on to our word from our sponsor, and I'll be back here in a couple minutes for picks and Frolic. There will be Frolic.
This is Steel Flyers from the Steel Flyers All Sports Network, and we have two very special guests. We are delighted to be joined by Tracy Musser and Nicole Howard from the Canine Country Club Resorts. Tracy and Nicole are both managers for CCC Resorts and work at the Windsor or at the club, one of two locations both in Manheim, Pennsylvania. Congratulations on your 30th year anniversary of being in business. Let me start off by saying this. Steel Flyer stands behind this company 100%. Taken care of Steel Flyer's furry friend for the last 2 years now, and they are a one-stop shop for everything your furry friend needs. In fact, let's find out what our friends at CCC Resorts offer. Nicole, how are you today?
Good. How are you?
Doing great, thank you. What are some of the great boarding services that you guys offer, and what do we have to do in order to get our furry friends taken care of when we are unable to travel with them?
Well, we like to bring everybody in for a tour first. That way they can see the behind the scenes, they can see where they stay, they can see where they play, and then we explain all of the fun things that we can add on to their reservation, whether it be one of our packages, either a nature walk, a ball time, or even a cuddle time.
Oh, wow, that sounds great. Boy, it sure sounds like a resort to me. So how are you today, Tracy?
I'm doing well, thank you.
Tracy, tell me, is it true that you guys have both an indoor and an outdoor pool at the Windsor location?
It is true. We've got one of each, so we're able to offer year-round swimming. The indoor pool is a great option for dogs who are swimming for therapy or rehab. It's got that sloped entry so they can wade into the water. Our outdoor pool is a little bit larger, and it's 4 foot deep the whole way across. And both of them are saltwater pools, so it's really easy on the dog's skin and coat.
Wow, that's very awesome. So then during the summer months, you have a much deeper pool outside and then a sloped entry shallow pool indoors for the dogs. Tracy, tell the folks how we can get some pool time.
Well, the first thing everyone does is come for an intro swim. We use that time to make sure the dog is comfortable in the water. We make sure they know how to get out of the pool safely, and we go over all the pool rules and etiquette with the clients as well. After that, they're able to schedule private appointments where they have the pool to themselves, or they can invite friends and have a whole group swim going on.
So after a dip in the pool, then it would have to be off to the groomers, right? I mean, our furry friends cannot go out looking their best. Nicole, what are some of the great services your top-notch groomers provide?
Our groomers, they specialize in full service grooms. We can do the basics, whether it be just a bath and a brush out or a blowout. Or for the extra pampered pooches, we can do nail dremels, we can do deodorizing soaks, and also facials.
Wow, man, that sounds like a resort if you ask me. Tracy, I know one of the main programs here at CCC Resorts is the WAGS program. The Steel Flyers dog is enrolled in this program. So why don't you tell the folks what is involved in this and how they can get enrolled?
Yeah, the WAGS program is our primary daycare option at the Windsor. It's designed to be a structured program for people who are looking for a set routine for their dog. They all come on the same days each week, which allows them to have set friends, and we know exactly what's going on with each group. So we do a little bit more activities, and we build more into their daily routine there. But we've got other daycare options as well for people looking for a little less commitment. We do an hourly care where you can drop them off and just pay by the hour. We also do a day stay option, which is great for the dogs that prefer human friends instead of making friends with other dogs. And then we have a traditional daycare option as well if you're looking for the occasional outing for your dog.
Wow, there you have it. A full service groomer, a daycare program, and an indoor and outdoor pool. What more could you ask for? Sure seems like CCC Resorts has everything covered. Remember, DOG, depend on God.
That went a lot faster than I thought. Hopefully it was just all I did was grab a coffee and come back. It went that fast. Crazy. All right, we're back. I still haven't saw that trade. I got to see that game. All I did was go start my coffee. I didn't even go to the washroom this time or anything. I come back and it's over. That was crazy. I did less than I normally do, and it came back and it was over. I got to see that save, I guess. I didn't hear about it. Yeah, I think Marc-Andre Fleury is the most underrated goaltender of all time. I don't know why people underrate him. I have no idea. The guy was incredible. He won cups with Pittsburgh that didn't really have the greatest defenses. He stops pucks like he is a human highlight reel. He's the closest thing to Dominic Hasek I've ever seen. There, I said it. I think he is up there with Patrick Roy and Brodeur. And if he's underrated because people don't put him up there with Brodeur and Patrick Roy. I don't know why. Yeah, I'll just look it up on YouTube. I'll do the save. I wasn't watching that game I can't remember why. Was I flipping back and forth? I don't know how I missed it, but enough people have told me to check it out now that I got to see it, I guess. Anyways, finish off the games from last night. Or did we do all the games from last night? The Florida game was insane. That was awesome. Love that game. Oh, I guess we did all of them. That's right. So now the games for tonight. You can put your picks in if you want. We're not going to be taking them too seriously now, but we'll. Where the heck is my? We'll put them down here, anyways. There you go. That's what I'm talking about. Top 4 goalies of all time. I agree. We can talk about that real quick. Top 4 goalies of all time. You got Patrick Waugh, Brodeur, Dominic Hasek to me is the best goaltender of all time. To me, Dominic Hasek is the best goaltender of all time. JP, who plays besides Boston and Predators and Hurricanes, JP. The Predators and Hurricanes play tonight. Yeah, we're not okay. I'll put them down, but we're not really doing the picks thing so much anymore. We're just gonna talk hockey. You got to figure the Bruins are going to win this game, though. Who has Washington winning tonight? Who thinks Washington's going to win tonight? Anybody in the chat? I got to figure the Bruins are going to win tonight. Canes 4-1? 4-3 sounds more like it. No, I don't think. I think Boston, if Boston doesn't win tonight, that'll be something. I'll be very surprised. I'm scared of Nashville. I'm really concerned with Nashville. Bruins for you, yeah. I just have a feeling about Nashville. It's the thing is they're playing Carolina. If they were playing like Tampa Bay, I don't know. There's something about them that just has me worried. Wow, C-Rad is taking. It says Nashville 5-1. I'll write that one down. I didn't have. I don't know where my good pen is. Just wait a sec. I'll put that down. C-Rad 5-1 Kings. 5-1 Preds. I'm not really doing picks now. We're just kind of having fun, but people are free to think whatever they like. You think Nashville's going to take it in 7 games? I don't think they're going to take it, Nashville, but I do think it's going to be a lot tougher than people think. I think it's going to be a lot tougher than people think. That Nashville team there's something about that team, man. It doesn't back down from anybody. Hines is looking to be a very intelligent coach, and you can see now why they jumped all over him in New Jersey to pick him up after he left New Jersey. Saros is playing insane. It's just Carolina, man. And that's the other problem. If they're going to play Mrazek, if Carolina's going to play Mrazek, I think Nashville could do it. That would be just stupid. Can I buy you a Coke? Yeah, go right ahead, Swerve. Welcome to the live. Hit the subscribe, hit the bell, and have yourself a seat, my friend. Are they playing Nedeljkovic for sure? I have not seen that. It was projected that they were going to go with Saros is not going to make it easy for the Canes. I agree. He is playing insane. If there's one area for sure that even if they have Nedeljkovic in, I don't know, maybe it's a wash. Not having Slavin would be a huge loss for Carolina. He has been, I've been promoting him for the freaking Norris this year. Give him a Norris. Give him at least one Norris. And this could be the year to do it because he has been awesome this year. There's the injuries. Where's the goaltending I had? It still says Mrazek is expected. Okay, out of all the ones I go to, let me find another one here. Let me go to Daily Faceoff. Anderson is likely for Washington, so it doesn't look like Vanacek is going to play. Nedeljkovic will be in. Okay, I got to go Carolina with Nedeljkovic. I really have to go Carolina with Nedeljkovic. Yeah, it says he's likely. So likely almost always means he is. Wilson for Lady Bing. Yeah. Who cares who wins the Lady Bing? I think they should give the Lady Bing to guys that are tough, but they play fair and tough. The most fair and tough. Wilson for Lady Bing. They might if Rask drops the ball, but they're going to go with Rask. If they want Rask to come back next year, they got to go with Rask. But it's hard to put a rookie in, but it's hard not to put Swayman out at the same time. I mean, his numbers have been absolutely insane. The only thing that could happen there, I think, is if Rask dropped the ball early in the game and then Swayman goes in and like stops everything. And then they say, you know what, let's give this kid a shot, and they keep rolling with him. But players with the most takeaways, yeah. Kind of hard because those can be padded quite a bit by you'd have to really change the way, I think they'd have to really change the way they, the whole system for takeaways. Basically, the people doing it right now, they tend to pad it for the home team and all that stuff like that. You'd have to have neutral people doing it. I think they should have awards for best Corsi for and all kinds of stuff like that. Expected goals against and for. The Turtle Boy Trophy. Ask Krejci if Ovechkin. Okay, what? I'm missing something. Where? Oh, because he smoked him. Yeah, Ovechkin now will eventually start getting credit for how physical of a player he is. I don't know why people don't talk about that more. The guy's a power forward. could be the best power forward of all time. He's a power forward. How you doing, Toby? Welcome to the live. Toby is part of the Steel Flyers network. Huge supporter in so many ways. Did a lot of work for this site. By the way, Peyton on the radio has become an official Steel Flyers network member now. He's going to be on tomorrow, and really go check out his stuff. They also have an introduction video for him. It's pretty cool. The guy who if they were going to do that takeaway thing, I think they'd have to call it the Datsuk. The Datsuk trophy. Nobody did it better than Datsuk. Datsuk was a freaking magician, stealing pucks off of people, takeaways. Right now, it would probably go to Stone. Who do you think would win it? The hockey guy, I don't think really has time. Do you see how much work that guy does, the hockey guy? I would love to do that. I would be honored to do. I'd be honored to do a video with such a great human being, an awesome YouTuber. It would be amazing. But that guy works his butt off, man. The hockey guy, I don't know how he does it. Thank the good Lord that he has a wife like he does that is very understanding, because that guy works around the clock, man. He is a workaholic. I'll tell you that right now. And he does great material. I don't get to watch it anymore, but I wouldn't be doing this if it wasn't for Shannon. If it wasn't for Shannon, I probably never would have did this. I saw Shannon with his clipboard or with his board and stuff and doing what he did. And it really said, you know what, maybe I could come do something like that. Yeah, Shannon is I don't know Shannon at all. I've never met him. I've never talked to him or anything. I just know his name because I watched the show. But he's an awesome dude, man. I would be honored to ever do anything with him for sure. Wait till we see what's coming on today. The Datsuk. Yeah, Datsuk. Datsuk? Datsukian. He's actually, they call it by his name. Oh, wow. We wonder, I better not say anything about that. That would be an honor too if I ever could have Jim Jackson. I don't know if you know who Jim Jackson is, but if you watch Philadelphia Flyers play-by-play, he's the announcer for the Philadelphia Flyers. And he's part of the Steel Flyers network. So that's pretty cool. And, or at least he is definitely, yeah, he's going to be on, yeah. Jim Jackson has been on with us before. We did a video. If you scroll down my videos, you can find it. I was amazed that people didn't watch it more than they did. But who's on this week? Steele will be on. Peyton will be on at least once. Professor Joe will be on. Pro Joe. I'm trying to work on hopefully getting Slapshot Sweethearts on the show. E-Money will probably be on this week, if not this week, next week. So there's going to be a regular rotation of those guys. Vasky was great for Tampa Bay, and Bobrovsky was not great for Florida, and that was the reason why that happened. You just cannot have Bobrovsky. Like, enough of Bobrovsky. I don't care if you pay $10 million a year for him. That's your problem. You got to play your best goaltender. Jonesy, yes. That's right. Jonesy and Jim Jackson. If you guys know that pair, that Jim Jackson is doing stuff with us. Oh, Joe, the Professor Joe. We call him the Professor for a reason. Go to Sports Fanatic with the PH News. Check out Joe's stuff. The guy knows freaking everything about everything. That's why we call him the professor. He is one brilliant kid. He's only 24 years old, and his wealth of knowledge that he has about the games is crazy. And he's fun. He's just fun. He helps me out with my Patreon, and he comes on this show sometimes, and he's a great guy. Can you meet him in person? Are you in PA? I don't know. That would be up to him, I guess. Yeah, both of them are fantastic. Off the Wall. I'll probably be doing a show with Off the Wall either this week or next week. I'll be doing a show with his play-by-play. I'm gonna try to do something with Shannon and Meg with the Slapshot Sweethearts. What am I talking about? We just did a video. Go check it out I just did a video with Slapshot Sweethearts. Did I post that yet? Oh, I gotta go check. Did I do that yet? Did I post that up or did I just download it? Gosh. I had so much going on lately. I gotta check that out. Let me check that out. You have to excuse me. I'm not sure where Henderson is. I'm not from that area, so. I'm pretty sure I posted. Yeah, I posted the Slapshot Sweethearts one. Yeah, we did a East Division prediction with Slapshot Sweethearts. It looks like that, you see. Go check it out. You can see it on Steel Flyers too. I'm pretty sure they probably put it on their own channel as well. Slapshot Sweethearts. We did an East prediction video with them. So I posted already. Yeah, there you go. So you can go check that out too. Anyways, are they streaming tonight? I'm not sure if they are. I'm not sure if they are or not. I don't talk to them on a regular basis. They're very busy. I'm very happy when I get an opportunity to talk to them now. Anyways, so the games tonight. Canes versus Nashville. I think now that Nedeljkovic is in, I do like the Canes. I'm so happy they went with Nedeljkovic and not Mrazek. Pearlo, Peyton on the radio's in the house. You, how you doing, buddy? Off the Wall is streaming tonight? Yes. Is he doing the Boston-Washington game? You guys usually know better than I do. How's it going, Peyton? We were just talking about you. Your ears must have been ringing. We were just saying that you were going to be on. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's doing the Boston game too. That's going to be fun. I'll get on there for a little bit, I'm sure. Playoff Tom, baby. So who do we got tonight, Peyton? Carolina and Nashville. You don't need to give this. We're not doing really the scores. We're just going to talk hockey from now on. Gravite is a good one too. Yeah, Gravite, that kid has worked hard to get to where he is. Gravite's prospect and draft stuff is top notch. Fantastic. He's doing Boston versus Washington and Colorado versus St. Louis. Carolina will win this game. Okay. Sports sucked the last 2 years all because of COVID. Yeah, Steele's in the house. So, what about Boston, Washington, Peyton? It's got to be Boston tonight, right? Colorado versus St. Louis is going to be interesting because St. Louis is built for the playoffs more, right? But without Peter Angelo, I just can't see them doing it against Colorado. I do thank everybody for watching. Thank you for hitting the like button and sharing this out to your social media places and all that. If you can do that, that would be great. Yes, that's the thing. Do I recognize the system like in the past? What does his system look like? What is his system reminds me of the Detroit Red Wings system back in the day. Nice. Awesome. Thanks, Avatar. Hope you're enjoying it. Yeah, Shannon and Meg are freaking amazing, man. They are awesome. Boston absolutely needs to win this game tonight. They can't lose. I mean, it's almost embarrassing to lose to a team with goaltending like Anderson or Vanacek when you've got Tuukka Rask. I mean, let's just put it on the table here right now. If they lose to Boston, there's that I could see Anderson doing it for a game or two, but yeah, Oilers playoff hockey is going to be insane. There you go. Another person talking about the incredible save by, I'm going to have to check that out. Let me look at it right now. Let me get this up on my phone. I'll post it up here for everybody to see because this is obviously something special. And I don't know how I missed this. I didn't even see it in highlights. How is that possible? Why do they don't have it on YouTube? Are you kidding me? They don't even have it. He made a back save, sorta. There we go. Let's see. Maybe this is it. Okay, I'm looking at it now. Okay, that's not it. Well, that's a good save, but I don't think that's it. That's flashing the glove. That's weird. They don't have it. It's so good they're not even posting it to YouTube. They must be... Okay, here it is. Maybe it's this one. Okay, that one. Oh, yeah. That's crazy. Holy crap. Big deal. Swerve. The list of superior analysts. Yeah, that was quite the save. Like a little behind the back action going on there. That was pretty cray-cray. So I still think Vegas is going to win that series. Minnesota's going to have to play way better than that. Ooh, it wouldn't go. Yeah, Doc Emmerich is freaking awesome. He's got to retire sooner or later, I suppose. He was pretty. Oh, are you a Minnesota fan? Uh-oh. Vegas is creeping closer and closer to being my favorite team over the Oilers, and Philadelphia. I freaking love that team. I just love it. Gary Thorne. Minnesota is not going to beat Vegas. Like, let's face it. Like, you can't get outplayed like that and win a series. I guess you can. Look at Dallas Stars. They got outplayed last year, but I like what's that Buffalo dude's name? Whenever he goes, that'll be a sad day. I just don't see it. No way, man. No way Minnesota's going to win that series. Are you kidding me? How can you say that after watching that game? They had no business winning that game to begin with. I know it's nice. You like the underdog to win, and Kaprizov is an absolute beast. I understand. He's fun to watch, and it's a great story for Minnesota to take on the big team and all that stuff like that. But really, come on. They had no business winning that game at all. Seriously. We do have to agree there, right? They had no business at all winning that game. You are not better, period, over Vegas. There's no way. I like Eck. I like a lot of Minnesota's pieces and I think they're going to be a good team in the long run. I think they're going to be a very good team, but really, after that performance, you're still saying Vegas wins. Let's just say they got to play better than they did yesterday for sure. Yeah, I mean, they do have a sense of belief about them. There's no doubt about that. But so does Vegas. I mean, it's just the wrong team. If this was Colorado, I would think maybe, okay, yeah, you got it. But Vegas is going to come back next game and just crush them, man. Vegas is going to, no, I don't really listen to media much, actually. Not really. I just go by what I watch. As I've said before, I watch a divorce-worthy amount of hockey, and Vegas will figure it out. If Minnesota plays like they played last game, they would have to get lucky to win this series, and Talbot would have to basically steal the whole thing. I would say. I understand why people don't like that. It looks really weird, but it's for kids. The helmet's for kids. Kids love it. They're going to buy it, wear it at home, and pretend that they're like superheroes and stuff like that. That's what it is. Ooh, we're getting some. Look at this. We got Minnesota fans and Vegas fans going at her in the chat. I love it. Love it. Let's duke it out. Yeah, I love Thorne too. It's a joke of a franchise. It's a great series because you got the Minnesota average Wild, I mean, that have are all about being just as, normal and average as you possibly can, not making any waves, barely making the playoffs or just making the playoffs, out in the first round, get a middle pick, stay in the middle, always be average, against the Vegas Golden Knights, who come out as a new team. They're flashy. They do things like way crazy, like nobody ever thought they would. Almost make the finals. Kaprizov is amazing. And I think Bill Guerin's going to turn Minnesota around. Don't get me wrong. I love Bill Guerin. I think he's a genius. And he's doing amazing things in Minnesota there. Don't get me wrong. But it's just not yet. It's just not yet. It's not there yet. They still need something more than Bonino and Eck up the middle. Although I've been talking about Eck for a long time, I thought Eck was going to be a really good player. I'm just not sure he's a number one. Yeah, that's true. They do. Washington Capitals did that once too. There are teams that do that. They purposely make the game sloppy. We talked about this before. Let's throw this out there. If you saw my video, go check out my video where we talk about the Calder Trophy and who should win the Calder Trophy. I had a guy unsubscribe to me because of this. We had a discussion in the chat. And I said, basically, this is what I said. Okay, I can see the point for Robertson because he wasn't playing against men. KHL is the second best league in the world, but it's way low in the second. In fact, you can make a case that the AHL is almost as good as the KHL, really. I don't think it's tough to keep the ice cold in that heat. He's got a point. I think Vegas cheats. The Washington Capitals do. I know they do. If they're tired and whatever, or they're playing a certain team, they'll make sure the ice surface isn't good. I'll call a spade just because I like Vegas. From what I see, I think they do that. "34-year-old Makarov," yeah, because they wanted to give it to a Russian. I agree with you. That one I do agree with. But this one, okay, I wasn't finished. Okay. I think it's just as tough to go play in the KHL and come overseas like he did and play in the NHL. It's a huge step up. Huge. And he did it seamlessly. You're talking about a different culture, which they talk about all the time with European players. It takes a while for them to get acclimated to a new culture, smaller ice surface, way more hitting, way more physical hockey, way, way, way. I would say if you played junior, you're more prepared for the physical play of hockey than if you played in the KHL. So he came over and, yes, he was much more physically ready to play the game. I do think if he would have came over 2-3 years ago, he wouldn't be able to do what he did today. So it was smart for him to build his body mass. And, I mean, he made more money in the KHL. I don't blame him. So the question was, now, the guy in the chat, he said, it doesn't matter what age he is. It's irrelevant. Kaprizov made his team better and all that stuff like that. Like, there was no relevance to the fact that he's 24. I don't agree with that either. There is relevance. He's older. He's mentally more mature. All of those sort of things like that. All of that still gives him an advantage. And he said, did Robertson make other players better like Kaprizov did? And my answer was to him, I don't know, give Robertson 3 more years and maybe he does. And then he unsubscribed to me and didn't answer me back because I said that. You know, you got to look at both sides of the story here, right? The Buffalo Sabres going after Claude Julien. Oh, boy. They both did. If you look at the stats, they both made other players better, actually. But even if it was the case, it's still relevant to say, you know, give Robertson a couple more years. He's going to be more like that. There was an advantage for Kaprizov because he's more mentally mature than Robertson at that age. There is an advantage there. There's no doubt about it. I'm just saying that he has his obstacles as well in that he didn't play this type of physical game before. And he was playing on a big ice surface. The KHL is an easier game to play by a long shot. A long shot. Ted Nolan? I don't know if Ted Nolan will ever be back. Ted Nolan won't listen to anyone. It's like bringing Patrick Waugh on. It was like +3 every time Robertson was on the ice. What do you mean? I think Kaprizov made his teammates better. I mean, he played with, you got to look at, he played with Rask. Rask was barely in the league, and then look at how well he did. But then you could also make a case that he was playing with Zuccarello. However, Zuccarello wasn't the greatest last year. So who was making who better there? I'm not sure, but that line played really well together, and I suppose you could make a case it's because Kaprizov made them better. What are you talking about? He played in the KHL, didn't? It's not the same size as the NHL. KHL ice is way bigger. Are there teams that are playing on NHL ice there? And not only that, even if it was the same, which I don't, I could be wrong about that for some reason, I don't know. But even if it was the same, they don't hit anywhere near as much there. That's why people were calling for a bigger ice surface in the NHL, and I didn't like that idea at all because there's less hitting. You put yourself out of position when you hit people in there. The home arena he played was NHL size. I did not know this. Let me check it out. Okay, well, I'm trying to find an arena. Well, maybe in the MHL. Okay, he played for Metallurg in the KHL. What? This is not right. What's going on here? Oh, here you go. Sorry, he played in CSKA Moscow. CSKA ice size. Okay, I'm trying to find. It doesn't say anything about it that I can tell. Yeah, they are very knowledgeable. They're very good, man. They're friggin' amazing. They're awesome. I highly recommend everybody check it out. Yeah, they are very knowledgeable. They're very good, man. Okay, CSKA Arena NHL size. Doesn't say anything about that, dude. $200 by, what's the size of? Okay, size of the arena. I'm not seeing anything about that. I'm trying to find the size of the arena. I see nothing about it, dude. I'm spending a lot of time on this. I really want to find this out. I never heard anything about it, so I'm trying to figure out. Tells you the capacity, a change in ice surface. Okay, let's see. It's in frickin' Russian. If this is true, they certainly don't want you to know about it for some reason. Dynamo's Minsk is the largest. Okay, CSK. The CSK Arena, located at Legends Park, is the KHL's only shared rink. Both CSKA and Spartak play their home games there. CSK moved last summer from an old CSK ice place. They announced a change in ice surface. Okay. From the international to the slightly smaller. Okay, it's not NHL. It's not NHL size. It's the Finnish size. It's a little smaller. It's not NHL size. So that's fake news, Swerve. But, and still, the game is way softer over there. Oh my gosh. There's like no hitting hardly at all. I just Googled it. It's a slightly smaller size. It's the Finnish size. After what Ralph Kruger did. I don't know if Claude Julien would be the answer there or not. I mean, he's got tons of experience. He did do when he was fired from Boston, his team had the best analytics in the game. I got 7 minutes, and this is driving me crazy. I think I'm going to take it off. Will you let me take it off? No, you're not going to, because this is my punishment. So. Cappy's, I just read it right now. The only thing I could find is it was like the Finnish ice surface, which is a little smaller, but not 200 by 85. Maybe go in the comment section and post a link for me so I can see that, because I can't find it anywhere right now. Yeah, they were really good. Excellent, thank you. There is talk of the KHL shrinking their ice surface, yeah. Yeah, well, that's good, because that the game will be a lot better if they do that. I'm so glad that the NHL, like, they were entertaining some idea. You like that? I'm getting too hot. I'm going to pass out here in a second. Not really, but it feels like it. Boston, Carolina, and St. Louis. Think St. Louis is going to beat Colorado tonight? I'm not really sure about that game. I think Colorado wins it. I think Colorado kind of took their time. Just 1 second. I got to take this call. Hello? Okay, sorry about that. I'm back. I was waiting for that phone call, but I'm back now. You would be nice. You'd like St. Louis to win. I mean, I could see it, honestly. I think St. Louis is a pretty underrated team that's going into here. But I think Colorado. You think St. Louis will win game one? I could see it. I don't know what to say about it now, because I thought the home teams were going to do better than they did, and they all sucked. They all lost. I thought there would be like this advantage of having play. Like, don't you feel crappy that you haven't had fans for a long time? You have fans in the playoffs and you lose for your fans? Like, that wasn't, I don't get it. Well, that would be one way. I hope they don't do that. That'd be terrible. But I mean, you got fans in there. That should be a huge advantage. That's what everybody says. Home ice advantage with the fans and all that kind of stuff like that. And we haven't had them forever. You think they would be playing their butts off. And Vegas did, though. Don't get me wrong. Apart from Vegas. Actually, Florida played hard, too. They could have won that game. They were up several times. Just they had Bobrovsky. That was the only problem. Grubauer, yeah. I don't like their defense. That's a problem. But Parayko is back. But even then, I like Krug to a certain extent. But I mean, then you're going Falk and doing it off the top of my head here. Falk and why do I forget everybody's name? Oh, Dunn. Dunn hasn't had a great year. It's the lower half of their defense that I'm a little concerned about. If Colorado's playing their top game, there's no way St. Louis wins. Yeah, I'm great if I can see the name right in front of me. You don't need to worry about the next round, Swerve. Yeah. So there's no use going out and injuring guys and stuff like that when you're not going to beat Vegas. So there's no use doing that, right? I kind of do too. I think that's the thing. The thing is I'm torn. I love that Nashville team. We'll see. Yeah. I love that Nashville team. I'm just grinding you, by the way, Swerve. We love to, that's what we like to do that here. So hopefully people don't get too bothered by it because I'm going to do it whether you do or not. So. All right, buddy. It's on. We'll see. Next game. I should do a live on that. If I do a live on that Minnesota Vegas game, are you going to be on, Swerve? Can you promise me to be on that? I'll do a stream. You go through. Where are you from? Where do you live in Minnesota? But the Nashville series, I love Brind'Amour. I love the way that team has been built. Carolina is my second favorite team in the East. Philadelphia, then Carolina. But I love this Nashville team. I love what they did this year, the way they pulled it out. They got together and, they were almost out of it and had a whole bunch of injuries and they overcome all this. And now, I like this team. I really do. I wish they weren't playing each other. Oh, you're from Calgary and you're a Minnesota fan. Okay. I'm from Edmonton. I'm an Oilers fan and a Philadelphia Flyers fan. I'm also a big Vegas fan, too. I got lots of teams that I root for. I do not think Hines is the worst coach. I don't agree with you, Lauren. But I do say Brind'Amour could be the best coach, though. And remember, Lauren is a Carolina fan, if you don't know, Swerve. Oh my gosh, 35 years of a Minnesota fan. Ouch. Ouch. Lauren is a Carolina fan, so he doesn't want to hear anything about Nashville's going to win this series at all. Forlorn. Yeah, Rod is one of my favorite players ever, dude. He's one of the biggest reasons I'm a Philadelphia Flyers fan. The best coach of all time in the NHL. You're asking me this when I'm supposed to be getting off here. Scotty Bowman. Scotty Bowman is the greatest mind in hockey of all time. Granlund on a breakaway, he scores. Yeah, that's true. He does score a lot on a breakaway. Fortunately, he has to be on a breakaway to score. He plays a very perimeter game outside of that, so it makes it tough for him to score other ways. We'll see if Tampa gets past Florida. I picked Florida to win against Tampa Bay because Tampa Bay was, taking it easy all year. I guess you can just turn it on nowadays. I don't know. We'll see how that series goes, but I'm with Kucherov getting 2 goals in the first game, I'm a little concerned, I have to say, for sure. Anyways, guys, that's my full 42. This is going to be we're going to have Peyton on the radio tomorrow, so. You're going to wean yourself off the Wild and go the Kraken? Who else is going the Kraken? Somebody else I know. Yeah, let's have fun doing the playoffs tonight. Maybe check out that stream by John, Off the Wall John. I'll be back tomorrow, 3 to 5 Eastern. Again, this is going to be we'll have Peyton on. This is going to be the format for a while. We're going to try it out, see how it goes. We had lots of people on today. We'll have Letty Moore. Tell your friends, share this around, let everybody know about it. We're going to have good times, my friends. Talk to you tomorrow. Have a great day. Okay, bye.